Today, I want to teach you how to get over 70,000 impressions on one LinkedIn post and over 900 comments just like this. Hi, my name is Xavier Caffrey. I'm the founder of OneWay. OneWay is a growth agency where we help B2B, primarily SaaS clients, how to grow across multiple channels. In today's video, I want to focus primarily on this thing that you might have heard a lot online, which is lead magnets. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is a post I made a year ago, and this post I wanted to use as an example for this video because it kind of stands out to me. I find it a little bit funny, and the reason is we ended up, and by we, me and my team, reshuffling it across multiple accounts, and it worked across every single account. And I'm gonna tell you exactly why it works and how you can replicate it for you as well. So I made a step-by-step guide and thought it would be nice to kind of visualize it to explain how it works. So the very first thing you want to do is you want to be a power user or a super fan of whatever it is that you do in your niche. So for me and my team, obviously our niche is go-to-market engineering, AI, outbound, growth, all the fancy buzzwords that you hear. And I remember at the time, a really popular thing that was working was sharing lead list. And you might have heard this before, great artists steal. I'm not saying that when creating lead magnets, you have to be the most innovative person ever. I will share something with you in a business video where you can be like that. But at the same time, also you have to understand the world is massive. If you see something working for someone else, take it. Take it and make it your own. You can either do it yourself as a human, you're consuming content all the time, and you're not stupid. You have a pattern recognition software in your brain. You're gonna be able to figure out, oh, this works, I should do it. Or now with tools available like Claude Code, I actually built a skill file, which I will include in the comments down below. I'll share it with you for free, where it can do the research for you. It will search what's trending on LinkedIn, what's trending online in general, based on your niche. So after you figure out what's trending, the next step is you wanna identify a sub-problem that exists. So if the thing that is trending isn't also a sub-problem, so let's just imagine that Claude Code is the trending topic, right? But Claude Code, what kind of sub-problems exist within it? I can make a pretty good argument that how to use Claude Code is one of them. How to just install Claude Code is a sub-problem within that sub-problem. Or you can get more niche into it. How to use Claude Code to launch a cold email campaign. Or how to use Claude Code to build a lead list. And there's an infinite amount of little problems or sub-problems that you can solve, and that's what you want to hang on to. Now it's time to put together an asset, and this is something I'm actually really excited to show you. So we track all the lead magnets that we build. So this is the first time we did a lead magnet that I would say blew up, where we were getting meetings booked left, right, and center. People were engaging with the asset we created with really positive intent. And even if you're watching this, you might be familiar with Adam Robinson. So Adam Robinson has a huge following, 151,000 followers. So we also took advantage of that. This is the asset right here. We basically had a client that had the same offering as Adam Robinson. And then we built a campaign where we reached out to Adam's followers, and then we stole 75 leads, and then we share exactly how we did it, step-by-step guide with video walkthroughs, which it's taking forever to load. So now you want to create a digital asset, and I recommend that you organize your digital assets. So use a tool like Notion to keep track of all the assets, all the lead magnets, because if this works, you're gonna want to share it with your team. As in, like, your team should take advantage of this and essentially repurpose the same lead magnet so you can maximize the amount of eyeballs that come to your account. And again, by the way, guys, if you're confused about how to create this digital asset, the skill file that I mentioned that I'll share with you for free in this video will help you do it. But as a quick TLDR, don't overcomplicate it. Think of it as a cheat sheet or a document that at the end of it, you have to ask yourself, will the reader or the user be able to solve the sub-problem that I'm presenting? And if so, great. Some bonus point is the faster they can get to the desired outcome, the better the lead magnet usually is. Or if you want to take on a bigger challenge, so like let's say instead of solving one small sub problem, you actually solve like 5 into 1 or like a really big problem, then that will also work very well. And if you have any doubts, look no further than Taylor Heron's lead magnet post a month ago, which Taylor, if you're watching this, I honestly think this might be the best lead magnet I've ever seen. It is incredible because he decides to solve all the problems, really. So I know it goes a bit against the advice I'm sharing in this video, but there's, as the saying goes, multiple ways to skin a cat. I definitely recommend to get started, just solve a small problem and share it. If you're someone like Taylor who has plenty of experience, which funny enough, Taylor actually works with Adam Robinson as well, then yeah, go knock it out the park like he did here. And please keep watching the video if you also want to learn how to write the post so it goes viral. So in this case, he had over 5,000 comments, over 2,000 likes. Like this post, I'm sure fed Taylor for probably the next year. But we'll go more about this in a second. Then when you create the digital asset, so let's say you have it as a Notion page, right? So like, let's say this is a recent one that we made. I'm a big fan of Notion. So when you finish making the page, then you can share it publicly. You can publish it and you can have it as a URL because that's the thing that we're going to share with the people that engage with your post. Now it's time to create a visual piece that goes with the post to attract people's attention. So some rule of thumb here when it comes to creating a visual piece is maximize the real estate, usually the really low-hanging fruit that you can do. So 1080 by 1350 is the thing that you want to aim for. I'm a big fan of using Giphies or GIFs. I find them to be so easy to make. Like if you don't want to hire a graphic designer, you don't want to overthink this, literally all you have to do is just go on the thing that you want to share. So whether it's a Notion page or let me show you this example. This example was a clay table. As you can see, I just record my screen. I scroll through the thing that I want to give away as a way to make it kind of like a teaser, like, ooh, what is this? This looks interesting. What am I going to get here? And then attach it. Don't overcomplicate it, especially if you want to get started with this. Just share it. Obviously, you can see, let's say in Taylor's case, he leverages here the law of contrast, where on the left-hand side, he has clay. He's making a really bold claim here. And then the right-hand side, the desired outcome, which is replacing clay with Cloud Code. But that's like more nuanced stuff. For the purpose of this video, I just want to help you launch your first lead magnet like as fast as possible. Now, on to making the actual post. Like you have the lead magnet. So you have the digital asset that you want to share with people. You have the visual piece that goes along with it to show people what this thing is, or you want to give them a hint at it. How do we share it now with the rest of your network? Okay. So I would say the thing that you want to focus on the most is your hook. So let's read some hook examples. I'll start with Taylor's. We were Clay's largest user at one point in time, hitting their platform 17.3 million times per week. Last month, we replaced them entirely with a $200 per month Cloud Code subscription. This hook is great because of multiple reasons. Number one, he's bold enough to tag Clay, right? So it's like the word clay highlighted in blue is gonna stand out. And clay is something that is very trendy. People know Taylor to be a big clay power user. And then in addition to that, with any hook, like if you make a bold statement, a bold claim, that usually equates to be a good hook. But the other really important piece here that I think most people by now should know when it comes to writing hooks, especially on LinkedIn, is quantify whatever it is that you're saying. So for example, if Taylor had just said we were Clay's largest user at one point, last month we replaced them entirely with Cloud Code, I honestly don't think it would have worked as well. But when he says we hit their platform 17.3 million times per week, one, he's helping you visualize his copywriting, which is the easiest trick if you want to make your copywriting better. Always visualize your copy. Don't say that I helped a lot of companies, say I helped 15 companies, because then the reader can visualize the number 15. They can visualize maybe 15 people standing in front of them. The other thing also that works really well with copywriting and quantifying it is adding time into it. So if Taylor had said we hit their platform 17.3 million times, that's great. But when you say per week, that goes from great to absolutely fucking insane. So this, honestly, if you're watching this, I highly recommend you go through this entire post because I think there's a lot of learnings here. This is the one that worked extremely well for us. So you can see we got 72,000 impressions, 761 likes, 934 comments. And the reason why this works, it's very straightforward and again, uses the quantifiable trick, which is I'm giving away 15,865 SaaS companies for free. The difference with my hook and Taylor's hook is here, Taylor's hook is making a really bold claim. It's very well written and it kind of hints at what you might get. right? Because I can also make the argument that if I read this, maybe Taylor just wants to share how he did it, right? But if we scroll down, you'll see that there's a way for you to get the thing that he did, which we'll get to it in a second. Whereas with my hook, I'm telling you exactly what you're gonna get, and I'm kind of forcing your hand to stay here, because then I say, here's why and how you can get them. So then it forces you to click on see more. So both strategies work. Again, many different ways to skin a cat. You pick however you want to make this happen. A little also tip when it comes to writing numbers, and I believe Taylor did this as well. Yeah, if I remember this correctly, I got this from Never Split the Difference. Let me just double check. Never Split by Chris Voss, right? Yes. So this is a great book I recommend to a lot of people when it comes to sales and negotiating and really just influencing people. And in the book, there's a tip that he shares. You never want to share a rounded number. You never want to say, like, let's say if I'm doing salary negotiations, you should never say, can you pay me $85,000, right? You always want to say something like, can you pay me $87,365? And the reason behind it, when the number is like this, or it's like kind of, it looks a bit random, then the other person reading it or listening to it will assume by themselves that there must have been a very thorough way that this person got to the number. It's a very specific number. It's not just a random number. So again, in Taylor's example of his hook, he could have said hitting their platform 17 million times, but 17.3 million times makes it sound so specific that there's no way he's lying. Right? In my case, saying I'm giving away 15,865 SaaS companies for free. Imagine if I said 15,000 SaaS companies for free. The 15,000 SaaS companies for free feels less premium. Whereas when I say 15,865 companies, it feels more premium. And if I can also maybe critique myself here, I could have added, besides the number, like just to stick with the premium or like very specific feel, I could have mentioned what kind of SaaS companies, and maybe that's a future lead magnet post, so I'll do that. But those are some tricks for your hook, and I'll just remind you one more time that Claude Code skill that I'm gonna give away in this video will help you do just that. The next thing is you want, after the hook, in the body, you want to mention the benefits in the post, or you want to mention what's the problem that you're solving. So let's say in Taylor's case, he's describing what the problem is. So you see here, he's saying that Clay is a great product, but we hit their ceiling. 50,000 row limit per table, that's the first problem. 12.5 million row cap per workspace, another problem. Tables that take days to actually delete. And these, by the way, these are real problems. As someone that uses Clay and used to use Clay quite intensively, I can relate to this. That's why Taylor's post worked so extremely well. And Taylor goes here into kind of like a storytelling mode. It's, let's say if I compare with my post, it's again, my post, and you can see, you can be very straightforward here. I say, I mentioned the problems that nothing frustrates me more than logging into, at the time, Apollo, and not be able to filter companies so I can see a clear list of SaaS companies. It's silly to think about it, really. I bet 8 out of 10 LinkedIn sales reps target SaaS companies. So you see here, I'm like speaking to you directly, like to the potential user or reader that's gonna relate to what I want to give away. Same thing that Taylor is doing here. And then here I mention, and this is also another kind of trick that you can do when it comes to creating lead magnet posts that you want to perform, you're going to tag other accounts. Because by tagging other accounts, you're going to kind of make them comment on your lead magnet. And with LinkedIn, if you didn't know, when someone likes and comments on your post, it automatically shares it on their feed, which is a very unique aspect of LinkedIn and why some posts on LinkedIn can absolutely explode. So let's say I had a post that did really well on LinkedIn because the CEO of Clay left a comment on there, and that pushed my post quite a lot. You want to leverage this as well. And a really easy way to do it is by either tagging companies or by tagging people. In this case, Taylor didn't need to tag more than 2 people. So one of his employees, James, and then obviously, I feel like tagging Clay alone in that bold statement was more than enough. For us, kind of similar way, obviously tagging my company to try to drive some traffic over there. And then, of course, my team will be notified whenever I make this post so they can go engage with it. But the body, you don't want to overthink it. You essentially just want to present the problem, present the solution that your lead magnet gives away. And then finally, this is really important, is you want to add a call to action to drive engagement. Guys, if anyone tells you, oh, I'm sick of these kind of lead magnet posts, blah, blah, blah. My opinion is tell these people to go kick rocks, because we're all playing a game, and the game is called business, and you gotta do what you gotta do. And this works extremely well, because at the end of this lead magnet, when it does go viral, hopefully, you're gonna be able to milk it so much. Like, You're going to be able to share with the rest of your team so they can do it. You're going to have essentially a list of leads that you can reach out to. So please, anyone who tells you, oh my God, like if you share these kind of lead magnet posts, you're lame, you're insert whatever negative word. The call to action, luckily for you, extremely simple. So we'll read, let's say Taylor's call to action here. Comment code below and I'll DM it to you. Like comment code and connect with me so I can send it. Easy. If you want it, all I ask is that you like this post, comment SaaS, and connect with me. We say connect because if we're not connected, I literally cannot DM you, okay? Excuse me, and you can see here, I mentioned it in this case. Let me actually show you here as well. I'm gonna, by the way, link every single lead magnet, the 3 lead magnets I'm talking about, if you want to look at them as examples. But the same thing I did here, if you want the above, all you have to do is like. In this case, I want it to be a bit funny. Comment was better here, me or Adam. And then if we're not connected, send me the next request, otherwise I can't send it to you. Extremely simple, guys. Don't overcomplicate this, okay? And then you click publish. So now I want to go a bit deeper on why lead magnets are really valuable and how to use them. So number one is when you share a lead magnet, you have to be aware that these kind of posts will attract 80% of people that are not going to convert to a high ticket offer. Obviously, I run an agency. This is my default setting when I think about lead magnets is I'm trying to sign clients for my current pricing starts at 4K per month. So I want to be very clear that if you do this, don't think that out of the 900 comments, I closed 100 of these. The reason you're doing this is to build up authority, get eyeballs, and optimize for like the 1 to 3% of people that are going to see this, and then they could become clients. At the same time, I should mention, you should always be thinking about how can I maximize the effort that I'm putting into X. So in this case, one thing I, to be honest, really regret that I'm doing now, should have done a year ago, is building a community. Building a community is just a net positive thing to do. And people that will engage on these kind of posts, they might not be able to afford a $4,000 per month package or subscription. And to be honest, they probably don't even need it because they might be just BDRs or AEs, whatever the case is. But they want to be part of a community, and a community is extremely powerful. These people can be champions for potential big deals for you. These people can be users for a product that you might build. These people can be users for a product that you want to promote as an affiliate for a partner of yours. There's so many ways to leverage these kind of lead magnet posts, and I really think you should be thinking about that a lot before you even share it. Like, how can you optimize? Let's say, I don't think, for example, in Taylor's case, I don't think he has a community, which Taylor, if you're watching this, you definitely should. Like, you have 5,000 comments on your post that can be spun up into a community. In my case, you should definitely join our school community if you haven't, which I will also link it down below, because anytime I post a lead magnet, within the lead magnet itself also, there's an option to join my community. And then what you want to do is you want to give your lead magnet, depending on how crazy it blows up, call it like a couple of days or a week. And then you want to download or scrape all the people that engaged with your lead magnet and figure out who matches your ICP. Now, don't hate me to do this, but I need to entice you to join my school community, which is completely for free. If you want to see how I use Claude to automatically reply to all of the comments on my lead magnet, because the last thing you want to do is be that guy that shares a lead magnet and then never ends up sending it to people. And if you want to see also how I go about sending outbound messages to people that match my ICP, that commented on my lead magnet, so I can actually close 4K, 6K, 7K, 10K deals per month. Join my school community because I'm gonna make a video on there, so only people in my school community will see it. It's completely for free. I'm not charging you. I just want you to be part of this community. And then if you found this video helpful, comment down below. Would love to hear your feedback, and also download the goodies that I'm going to share. Again, the skill file, I'm going to put it down below. It literally does everything for you, essentially. It treats building lead magnets as a conversation. So imagine it almost like your head of marketing. That is pretty much it for today's video. If you are a B2B SaaS company that is looking to grow via cold email, LinkedIn DMs, or LinkedIn content, and you have a total addressable market that is over 50,000, reach out to us. Book a meeting with us at 108.io, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Ciao.